Now, we know the central bank, the deep state players, they have been pushing this event. And we know the reason why they've been pushing this event. They've been trying to weaken Trump. They've been trying to crash the economy. They've been trying to take control. It has all failed. While this event was going on, Trump took control of the Fed. Does that mean he's taking control of every central bank around the world? No. But he has control over the reserve currency, which gives him control and power over the other central banks. And the central bank establishment, the deep state, the invisible enemy, they have been doing everything they possibly could to destroy the global economy, to cover up everything that they've done. It has completely failed now. Think about all the things they didn't want Trump to do. They didn't want the China trade deal. They didn't want the UK to leave the EU. They didn't want the US to make a trade deal with the UK once they left the EU. And because of this event, the UK-US trade talks, they have been postponed. Of course, this was part of their plan. Do you think they're going to be postponed forever? No. Trump and the Patriots, they have plans to reopen the economy. They have slated this to the end of April, beginning of May. And the economy is primed and ready to take off. Now, we can see the mainstream media. They have gone from recession, depression, collapse to the U.S. economy will unlikely to recover as rapidly as it collapsed. What they're trying to say is the economy is going to recover. There's not going to be a recession. There's not going to be depression. They're projecting ahead. Now, they're saying it's not going to be like a rocket, like Trump said. But we need to remember, Trump is in full control of this system. He set the system up. Think about all the people that had just been sitting at home. Think about all the people that couldn't go get their hair cut. They want to go out to eat. They want to get back to work. They want to go places. People have not been doing this. What do you think the people are going to do? They're going to go back to work. They're going to make their money. And they're going to go out. Trump, he understands this. And he understands that the system will take off. And we'll be discussing that in just a moment. But Trump, he's been helping out with the energy sector. And we've come to learn that OPEC and other oil-producing countries, they have made a deal. And it involves a 10 million barrel per day cut to July 1st, then an 8 million barrel per day cut through the end of the year. Trump is also making deals with Mexico to cut their production. Remember, going way back, why did we have a glut of oil? What was the deep state, the central bank, trying to do? They were trying to put pressure on Russia. So they kept on producing and producing and producing, and we got this glut. Trump right now is reversing this, which will also help the energy industry here in the United States. The side effect of this is that fuel prices are continually going down. And Trump keeps on mentioning that, listen, at the gas pump, it's going to be incredible. This will also add an additional benefit because it's almost like getting a tax cut at the pump. Instead of paying to something, the price is continually dropping, which puts more money into people's pockets. We saw this before. Now, very interestingly, Trump was trying to get a $251 billion funding boost for small businesses. And the Democrats, they didn't want to budge on this. This is what he tweeted out. Democrats are blocking a $251 billion funding boost for small businesses, which help them keep their employees. It should be for only that reason, with no additions. We should have a big infrastructure phase 4 and a payroll tax cut and more. Big economic bounce back. Now, Trump, he wants a permanent payroll tax cut. Actually, I think he wants to get rid of taxes altogether. He's taking control of the Fed. What do you think is next? We're moving in that direction. He also wants deductibility. Remember, you just can't go from one thing to the other. He's going to slowly use the economy, the way it is right now, where people are out of work, where businesses are hurting, to bring in all the things he couldn't do before. So he's going to bring in deductions, tax cuts. He's going to say it's not enough. We need more. This is how he gets rid of everything the central bank has put into place. This is what he tweeted out. Congress must go back to deductibility by businesses if restaurants, clubs, and entertainment is expected to flourish like never before. And he's looking at the farmers. He's looking at every piece of this country. He understands he needs to get everything back up and running. And he's looking at the farmers specifically. This is where our food comes from. And he understands that farmers in the past, they've been hurting. But he's making trade deals to help the farmers. He tweeted this out. I have directed Secretary Sonny to expedite help to our farmers, especially to the smaller farmers who are hurting right now. I expect Secretary Perdue to use all of the funds and authorities at his disposal to make sure that our food supply is stable, strong, and safe. We will always be there for our great farmers, cattlemen, ranchers, and producers. And Trump did give us a signal that he is reversing everything that they did back in the 70s. We know 71, 72, 73, 74, during that period when we came off the gold standard and they started to put us on the petrodollar system and our whole entire world completely changed. Actually, it changed back in 1913. But this was the moment where we went on a full fiat system. We came completely off the gold system. And Trump, he's actually letting us know that he is reversing this with this tweet. This week, in only 4 days, we had the biggest stock market increase since 1974. We have a great chance for the really big bounce when the invisible enemy is gone. Letting us know he's taking control of the central bank system. When they placed us on the petrodollar back in the 70s and removed the gold standard, removed all checks and balances, Trump right there is letting us know that he is in control now of the central bank system. Now, since he's in control of the system, the Federal Reserve is unveiling a $2.3 trillion in additional aid to American households and businesses besieged by the event. And they're going to be activating a Main Street business lending program authorized by the CARES Act. Now, these are going to be forgivable loans. And we need to remember the interest rate is very, very low. Actually, I don't even think they're going to expect any of this to really be paid back, because as we move forward and Trump removes the Federal Reserve completely and shows how it was criminal, I think things are going to change very, very rapidly. Now, something very interesting. Trump continually mentions during his presser that it's not the people's fault. It is the invisible enemy. He said, we had a great economy. Remember, the stock market was going up. GDP was going up. Unemployment was down. People were feeling good. Trump pumped up the economy. I do believe he knew the playbook of the central bank, the deep state, and he was pumping up the economy. People were employed. Businesses were thriving. And then he said the invisible enemy came along and destroyed people's businesses. People lost their jobs. A lot of people unemployed right now. Businesses are suffering right now. This is why he's trying to get checks to each and every one of them. This is a transition we're going through. They're the ones who caused it with the event. But he's saying that this is not the people's fault. It's not their fault that this is happening to them. It's the invisible enemy. I do believe when everything's all said and done, Trump is going to allow the people to see those individuals that cause this hurt economically. Now, everyone together, they all think the same when it comes to jobs, money, their businesses. Doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter what party you're with. When you have a business and you're supporting your family or yourself and it is hurt, everyone comes together under that. And what we're watching right now, I believe, is Trump and the Patriots taking down the entire apparatus all at once, showing the people what they have been doing, showing the individuals who caused the hurt. And it seems that he's building this up, and he's not just going to show it economically, he's going to show it in many different ways. And that time, it seems like it's almost here.